I got this revelation in my time with Holy Spirit that He's nudging me to share. So I have the notes here. So if you see me looking down, it's this is so good. So basically, Holy Spirit has been telling me that I'm in my promised land. So I'm like, Lord, how can I be in my promised land where things are so unfavorable in my promised land? Like, I'm still in a space where I am moving from place to place with my kids. So how can this be the promised land? So He says, your promised land looks unfavorable because there are giants and you have to conquer the giants from the promised land, just like the children of Israel in the book of Joshua. Then He was reminding me that the children of Israel, they rested. So I went through a season of rest. Like it's probably about 4 to 6 months of like rest. Like I was resting. He was having me rest from the warfare and the battles that I fought when I was in my wilderness season, in my refining season, and in my process, in my pruning season, and going on the potter's wheel. So basically, I'm getting ahead of myself. He says that in the promised land, you still have to fight. There is work that needs to be done in the promise. A whole lot of time on social media, people think that, okay, when you're in the promised land, things will come so easy and there won't be a fight and everything. No, that's definitely not the case. You have to fight for the promises in the promised land. Yes, the land is flowing with milk and honey, but you still have to fight for what you want. You still have to fight, because He was reminding me that after the children of Israel rested, so they rested and then they went and conquered the promised land. They went and conquered each of the spaces that the Lord had led them to conquer into the promised land, right? So He says when the Israelites took over the promised land, they rested before taking over, because God knew that they were going to fight for what was theirs. So He gave them time to rest. So they had a space and a season to rest, right? So the season you were in resting is now, the season that you were in was a resting season. Now it's time to take over the promised land. Now the rest that you have fight, but now you're rested. Now you're rested. You can fight different. The residue from the wilderness and God had to prune and purge that out of you. So basically, He's saying that I had to go through a season and a space of rest. And that's the reason why He had me doing nothing. Like everything that I was doing, like I was posting videos and everything, He stopped allowing me to post videos probably about since April. I haven't really posted on my page, and then He'll call me out, then He'll draw me back in. He'll call me out, then He'll draw me back in. And I'm like, Lord, people are gonna think I'm schizophrenic when it comes out when it comes out to following God. People are gonna think that you're schizophrenic. So He had me do it and then He had me stop. He had me do it, then He had me stop. So He's saying that resting season, now I'm rested, but it's time to fight different. He had to purge out the residue of the wilderness season, all the battles that I was fighting, the things that He had me sit into, the classroom that He had me go through, all those He had to purge them out of me in order for me to take over the promised land. In order for me to take over the promised land, I had to go through that process of resting. So know that I can fight different, know that I can war different, because He says that the promised land requires a strategic fight. The promised land requires a strategic fight. And this reminds me of when the children of Israel were going to take over the walls of Jericho. Going around the wall of Jericho 7 times made absolutely no sense. But that was strategic in order for the wall to fall down. They shouted on the 7th time and the wall fell down on the 7th time. So that is where the strategic fight comes in. He also says that these are different giants, different warfare. So now you fight different. Now you use the weapon that He taught you in the wilderness. Now you use the weapon that He taught you in your pruning season. Now you use the weapon that He taught you in your refining season. This is where all the training you did, it's time to use those, and it's time to use your weapon. This blessed me so much and gave me a revelation and an understanding of what's really going on, and I hope that it has blessed you.